Yeah, I mean, honestly, the way that we started this game was almost more of an indie approach. I mean, it was really Michel and a small group of artists and engineers, and he basically brought together some artists that he really, really liked, and they weren't even in the video game industry. They were just artists he liked to work with, and he was saying, okay, how can I take this awesome 2D hand-drawn art and animate it and put it into a game? And that's how this whole thing was born. And he, got frustrated with the current technology where you were sort of, stuck to the engine, and you could only create so much with what the engine had. And he wanted to just kind of break that mold and just say, look, if somebody drew something cool, I want to put that in a game. And he's even taken it to the level where his little kids have drawn characters, and he's scanned them in, put them into the game, and then animated them. I mean, it's that easy, and so it's a pretty cool process. And that's why we have that art style. That's why we have that look and feel. We feel really good about the art style and about the game and the core of the platforming game that we've created, and so we're trying to spread that out to all the different ones. And actually the Wii, it's just such a natural platform to be playing a platformer, so it works really well. And I also saw it running on the 3DS, and honestly I was really blown away by the graphics because, it's something that'll never come through on the screenshots, but if you look at the art style of the game, you can see like the layers of the foreground, and then it gets more depth, and all of a sudden into the Z-plane. Now and you can see that on the HD versions, but when you see it on the 3DS, you really can see the foreground, and you can kind of tell, where Rayman is on the place on the screen, and the platforms stick out a little bit more, and it's really cool the way it comes out. We look at all the big platformers, Mario and Donkey Kong and all these things. I mean, they're great games, and we're trying to make a great game too. So you're always going to look at the competition, but I think also for Michel, it was just a big thing for him to go back to the roots of Rayman and go back to the first couple Rayman games and say, like, what was it about those games? Let's recapture that. Of course, Rayman, like every other platformer, went 3D for a while, but now we're going back to the 2D. And so looking back at what's at the core, what's at the heart. That's why we're back to Origins. We're really going back to the core of Rayman.